Hey guys, James here, back with another video, and today I've got an unboxing of this. This is the Sennheiser XS Wireless 2, or sometimes it's XSW2. That's sometimes how they label that product code. And as you can see, it's a wireless microphone set. Comes with the handheld microphone as well as the receiver as well. This is kind of their mid-tier wireless mic. As you can see, this is some of the details. This is the specific frequency range that I got, and it's a super dynamic cardioid vocal microphone. The reason I got super dynamic is because it's mainly, we're using it for spoken words, so not really for singing. And so sometimes, people hold the mic way down here. So we wanted to make sure there was a decent amount of sensitivity in case there was someone who kind of pointed the mic a little bit off or was just speaking really softly. So anyway, getting to the unboxing itself. So this is the frequencies of this specific one. So frequency A, which is 548 to 572 megahertz. On the actual receiver, you can see there'll be a bank and there's different channels, and you get to select which one that you want. And so it just tells you which specific frequency lives in which specific bank and channel. Here you've got the quick setup guide, which is pretty handy. So this is probably the one that you want to use. So it tells you, what comes in the box, how to insert the batteries for the handheld or the lapel, depending which one you get. It tells you that there's a low battery indicator as well. Here it tells you that it's roughly got 10 hours, 7 hours, 3 hours. So I guess it does have a 10-hour battery life, which is good. How to set up the antenna, which I'll get into later. How to turn it on, the display, what each of them means, how to mute it, how to turn the volume up, all these simple things. This is probably where you would need it a lot, is changing the frequency, changing the sensitivity of the mic itself. Yeah, kind of mic placements. The squelch, I'll kind of go into squelch a little bit later. How to sync it up manually and ways to hold it, minimum distance, etc., etc. So this is what you get in the box. Bunch of stuff. So we get the mic itself. We get Sennheiser's usual AA alkaline batteries over here. We get the two antennas in this little pocket here. It also comes with a rack mount kit, as you can see here, and they show you how to put that into the user manual. This is a little bag for the microphone. So just to show you that it does indeed fit here. There you go. You can put that microphone in there. Obviously not as good as a one of those soft bags. Hey, they give you a mic bag, which is handy. I wasn't expecting that, so that's pretty cool. So they come in my bag. They have the microphone holder. Again, you can kind of clip it on like so, but it's kind of a bit tough to do that. So I would suggest to just slide it on. It's a lot easier. It makes less noise. But you can clip and pull it off, but it's gonna make a bit of noise when you do that. So just depends on what you want to do. You have the AC power adapter, which is here, and it comes with these three different ones. So this is the Australian plug, so let's just open that now since we have to mount it. Oh, you have different color codes as well. So you have the, is this US? I don't know. This is US. I don't know. You have these two types, all right? And then you have the Australian one. Also comes with this, which I'm not sure what it's for. It's probably for the rack mounting. It's just a bunch of screws and a plate. So essentially, you just line it up like so. So just like that, and click it in. If you want to remove it, there's a button here. You just press that and it pulls off. But the cool thing is that it does kind of protect that button, so it's not going to come off that easily, which is great. Now you have the actual receiver itself. So it does come pre-installed with rubber feet, which is great, fantastic. Now at the back, you'll see you have your two antennas. I don't know if you can read that text, but it's balanced, unbalanced, so that's 1/4 inch XLR. You have the line or mic sensitivity, your squelch sensitivity, and which I'll just move up to the middle. And you have your DC power in. Let's just mount these antennas. So you just literally line up, see how there's like a notch on the top? So you just line up the notch with that, push it in, twist, and you hear a click, and then you just point it upwards and do the same. So just line it up with the top, push it in, twist, hear the click, and push that up. So that's your two antennas mounted. The way to do the AC adapter part, there is a way to do it, and there's a wrong way to do it. So what you do is they recommend that you utilize this loop. Make a loop like so. All right, put it through, and then as you connect it, it goes through the loop. So that way, if someone yanks on the cable, it's not gonna yank out the cable. So if we didn't do that, all right, and it was like this, someone could just yank it out. So the whole purpose is that you put a loop, put it through, and then it goes in like so. So then the yanking doesn't happen. Something that's really important to note is the squelch setting. So I didn't know what squelch was. I had to look it up, and Shure's website had a good explanation. Essentially, if you're in the audio world, it's like a gate in a way. So when it detects that there's a microphone, the gate will open and the signal will come through. But if you turn off the microphone or you lose signal due to far distance, it will close that gate and it will mute it. If it doesn't do that and it loses the signal, it will either give a massive like static hiss, similar to pink noise or white noise, or it would give a large pop when you turn it on. So what actually happened was I actually had the squelch all the way to 0 without not knowing what it was. It wasn't giving a lot of hiss, but every time I turned the mic on, it would give a pop, and every time I turned it off, it would give that hiss, that white noise before it cut off. So the squelch setting, it just basically means if you have it to maximum, it means your distance is limited. So it's how sensitive it is to receive it. So let's just say hypothetically, if I was to operate the mic right next to it, then you can put the squelch setting maximum and you won't get any interference and stuff like that. If you put the squelch setting to 0, you could get away with having it really far away, but then you're gonna get a lot of interference when it comes on and off. You're gonna hear a lot of white noise. So I would just have it in the middle as a good starting point, and then just kind of experiment. Now, it depends on if you have a lot of interference in your area. So that's what squelch is. I hope I've explained it. So I'll just take you through the handheld receiver itself. It's an all plastic construction. The top bit is metal. So this is the microphone head itself. You can see this is the pickup pattern as well. It's, acoustics made in Germany, of course, Sennheiser. So we just screw that back on, all plastic, as I said. There is a kind of like a mute button, which is great. It's not the on-off button. So as you can see, means it's on, this means it's muted. And to turn it on, you just actually depress this in and it will turn on. So maybe we'll just chuck in these batteries for the sake of it. So what you do is just take this out, unscrew this. All right. You want to pinch this to open the door. And then you literally just follow the signs here. So it's this way. Push that back in. Now you can set the sensitivity here, which I just realized. So you can set to 0, -10, -20, -30. So maybe we'll just leave it at -20. That's the default. And then all you have to do to turn it on is just hold this down. It's a little bit annoying, especially if you have really fat fingers. You kind of have to get something in there, hold that, and then you can see the light turn on. And it's now working. It's not backlit, unfortunately, so you will have to use this in a pretty decent environment. But as you can see, this is now on and this is now off. No indicators, but you will get the battery indicator at the bottom, as you can see, 3 bars. It's automatically synced to bank 1, channel 1. So if we quickly hook this up, so let's turn this on. So we can see this is what it looks like. And you can see it's detected the RF. So if I was to turn this off, so now it's off, and then it turns off, turn it back on. There we go. So if I start talking, you can see that the level on the left-hand side is going up each time I do that. So having a level -20 is actually quite low because it doesn't even reach the max level. And I'm talking like right next to it. Remember, no one's really going to be using this for singing. So I'm going to push this to -10. And me putting this all the way up to my to the actual source, it still doesn't even, unless I'm really shouting. Even now, it's like my mic is probably peaking. But I think this is good. -10, and because people put their mics down here and expect to be heard. As you can see, nothing is coming through at all. Only when I come about here, and I'm using a pretty decent loudspeaker voice. So I would say if you're going to use this in a vocal, like strictly spoken word environment, then maybe I'll go to 0 dB. You can see which antenna is being used at the current moment. So antenna A is being used. And yeah, you can see bank 1, channel 1. What you can do is you can scan the best frequency. So it's saying that channel 2 is the best frequency. So we're going to set that, but obviously now we're out of sync. So what we do is we hold the sync button at the bottom here. So we hold that. Oh, we have to do both at once. Hold, sync. Okay, that's how we do it. All right, so if you want to resync it, you can't change the settings on the actual microphone itself if you want to change the bank. So what you do, you set it here, hold this one, and then you can see that it's flashing, and then hit sync, and it will sync up everything together. As you can see now, it's working, and now my voice is actually coming through the receiver, which is awesome. You can set the volume here. There's a little mark. I don't know if you can see that. And you can essentially just move the volume up and down. And then I'll probably set the squelch setting right into the middle just to start with. That's pretty much it for this microphone set. Nothing else to it. Just want to do a quick video on how to do the setup, how to change the channels, how to scan and stuff like that. You can manually enter it through there, but we're probably not going to go through that because it's all in the instructions. But just the basic syncing and setup and the squelch settings. So yeah, great microphone. I can't test it for you guys today, but I have used it. It's not too bad. Obviously not going to compare to their $800, $900, $1,000 range microphones. Not their pro, but their kind of prosumer selection. So this is kind of just the average kind of mid-tier. In a sense, it'll be good enough for what you need to use it for. Just spoken word, a bit of singing every now and then. If you're opening a bar or anything, you don't want to spend the money because you know people might drop it and not take care of it, then this might be the one for you. The only thing is that, yeah, to turn it on might be a little clumsy, but it's awesome how it has a mute button right in there, and the sync and setup is pretty good. You just scan for a good frequency, automatically sync it, and it's good. But yeah, let me know if you want to do more pro audio stuff. Like this video if you liked it, dislike if you disliked it. Leave a comment below if you have any questions or any comments about this or anything else audio, and I'll try and answer that for you as soon as I can. I hope it has equipped you, especially churches who are looking to get into these things. This is the main reason why I'm doing it, to help you guys, because I was trying to find a video on YouTube and no one had done it. So yeah, let me know if you want me to do another video, or leave a comment below if you have any questions. I'll try and answer that as soon as I can. Subscribe to see more videos like this in the future, and I will see you guys in the next one.